TIFF Nexus is a series of creative jams and conferences designed to connect diverse creative sectors. So we're bringing together game developers, content creators, filmmakers, and digital artists to innovate around specific themes relevant to each conference and jam. The Comics vs. Games Jam, which brings together comic artists and game developers, will be showcased at the Toronto International Film Festival.
I had all of the game makers come up with 3 game ideas and write short paragraphs about them. And then I had all of the comic artists sketch out 3 ideas. I sort of looked through those and tried to find interesting matches and pair up each of the teams, and then give them a document that had all of those game ideas and said, here's a bunch of ideas that you had, look through them, maybe pick one of them, maybe pick something else, maybe mash 2 of them together. And we basically got all of those different combinations.
When we started doing the Comics vs. Games project, we pitched ideas to each other.
What if we do this and this? And then I'm like, what if we do this? And then she's like, what about a choose your own adventure? But how would that work? And I'm like, I know exactly how it would work.
Well, the game is the YOG. It's a multiplayer kind of choose your own adventure game that is different from a lot of different choose your own adventure games in that there's no actual combat in it.
There's 6 weeks to prepare for the YOG, which is this mysterious thing, storm, something. And so you're sort of building up your stats, and all your choices that you make throughout the game, everybody's choices sort of affect everybody else and what happens.
One thing that I wasn't really banking on, although I should have when I started the game, was just how much is involved in creating a game.
I was the programmer, and I did some of the writing, and I did the game design for the game. Emily did all of the art, which is fantastic, and all of the story writing.
Individual illustrations, there's a lot, like 60 something or like this. It ended up being a lot more than I thought it was going to be, but I think having finished it, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm really glad I spent all that time.
We're No Angels is a game about God, who is the ultimate music groupie fanboy. He can usually wait on average around 27 years for all of his favorite rock stars to die so they can put on private shows for him. The game is about Elvis Presley and Jimi Hendrix meeting up and saying, we want to get out of here, let's bust out of heaven. I worked with Jamie Fristrom, a really incredibly talented game designer who lives in the States in Washington. He's been developing the game aspect of this, and I've been providing the story ideas, story content, and then the artwork.
Mysterious Aphroditus is a fighting game that revolves around Victorian ladies and gentlemen fighting for the hand of a mysterious theater figure.
Christine suggested doing a fighter because that was something she wanted to make, and I suggested the Victorian setting because that was something I wanted to draw. And it was just like such a weird combination. I have absolutely no experience making games. It was like something completely new to me. So I needed Christine's help a lot.
Kyla's art was just gorgeous. I was just blown away by all the work that Kyla did, and I think it would be great to work with someone that talented again and let them steer it in the direction they want.
So I had a comic book I was working on, and we combined it with the video game with the animations, and we came out with Brigandage.
She told me what the story was about. I looked at what assets we had, and I went, okay, I can see we've got like sort of a medieval kind of heavy metal aesthetic. Let's make this into a basketball game with a baby and beating each other up and exploding barrels. And he was like, that sounds amazing, and it worked.
So you're either the barbarians, which are Dracula's parents trying to save little baby Dracula from being killed by the church, or you're the church and your goal is to kill him. And the first time I went to the studio and actually got to see my game up on the screen and to see all the developers playing it and super excited, that blew me away because I designed everything and animated everything, so it was really exciting. I was laughing for like an hour, and I really suck at my game. I'm getting better though.
The game is called Cumulo Nimblers, and it's sort of like a Mario Brothers style jumping to get coins game mixed with the way pinball works, and that you can't always expect where you're going to land. Barb's had ideas of what he wanted to do, and I had ideas of what I wanted to do. The challenge of working with him in Australia was that the time difference was so huge. We'd have to chat at, like, I'd be midnight my time, 5 o'clock his time, and we have a shared Dropbox folder that I could put files into and he could put game stuff into. So it was a true collaboration in that we combined their ideas into something completely new.
A lot of times when people try to do a game jam and they try to bring, like let's say an illustrator or cartoonist to work on the game, it's really them doing the visuals and that's pretty much it. But these really feel like a natural like a fluid combination of both things.
My hope is that it'll introduce a lot of indie comics people to what's happening in the indie game scene and vice versa. I think that there's a lot that they can share with each other. And I'm also hoping that creators will start doing more cross-collaboration between the comics world and the games world.
The Nexus project wouldn't exist without the support of the Ontario Media Development Corporation through their Entertainment and Creative Cluster Partnership Fund. Through that, we've been able to get the funding to really bring these diverse creators together, these different sectors, because they realize the value and the importance of cross-sector collaboration.
I like making comics because I like telling stories, and I like writing, so I like telling stories and just drawing. So I just think that games are just another venue that you can tell stories in.
Working with an artist has really shown me that collaborations are really cool, and I actually have started looking into collaborating with other artists now.
I want to do something like this for every comic book I ever do. When I'm going to Comic-Cons and selling my books, I can host game nights with the game. Or when we go down to Fantastic Fest and we're debuting the game to another audience, I can actually sell comic books. So, I mean, you get a great cross-platform of stuff, and it's exciting. It's awesome.
It's clear that these people really worked together, and they really cared, and the results speak for themselves.
It's really blown me away, the stuff that they've come up with. It's been fantastic.